game of the weekend. We know the Vikings-Giants will be another competitive game. Cowboys come Monday will be a competitive game. But this game will likely be the most competitive of them all. The spread, it's about as marginal as it can be. Joy, where do you stand? Are you more confident in Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert?
Brace yourselves, Bolt Nation.
Uh-oh.
It's Justin Herbert. I don't think that the gap in numbers is as wide as, the gap in numbers isn't as wide as you think it is.
No, it's not wide.
But I'm going to go with Justin Herbert because he's been playing at a high level for longer. He just has more experience, and I realize they're both playing in their first playoff game, but he has more experience playing in the NFL at a high level. And this is really, especially as of late, the first time that we've seen Trevor Lawrence have any kind of emergence in the NFL. So I'm going to put my confidence in Justin Herbert in this game. I do think this is going to be the most competitive game of the weekend, though.
Cannot argue that there's no wrong answer to this question. Justin Herbert has been playing at a high level for longer, and it is finally translating to wins. I'm more confident in Trevor Lawrence because I think we're currently witnessing the emergence of greatness. Trevor Lawrence last year, we know his performances were abysmal. He led the league in interceptions with 17. But this year, since week 9, Trevor Lawrence, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And really the secret sauce for Trevor Lawrence is that man at head coach, Doug Peterson, one of the best offensive minds in football, a coach who empowers his players. Remember that Super Bowl against the Patriots, Tom Brady on the other sideline, Nick Foles, the quarterback for the Eagles, who had been shipped off and come back to the Eagles, tells Doug Peterson what play he wants to run.
That's right.
That ends up being the most famous play of that game. Yeah. Hey, coach, you want to run Philly, Philly? Yeah, let's run Philly, Philly. Doug Peterson will empower Trevor Lawrence, and Doug Peterson does a phenomenal job either attacking scheme or attacking personnel. Because of Doug Peterson being coupled with Trevor Lawrence, I think Trevor will have a better game. Shady, I think Trevor will be the better quarterback on the field that day, mainly because he has a secret weapon in there.
Yeah, that Philly special was crazy. I'll give you that. But before I answer this question, my young brother, if one football, right, who you trust with that football and whose hands? Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert?
Trevor Lawrence is safer with that football, so Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you think he would do more with that ball than Herbert?
He would do a better job.
Okay. So I feel way more comfortable with Justin Herbert. Okay. I truly do. I think he's a better quarterback. I think he's better on every level. Fundamentals, arm strength, talent.
Wait, what?
Am I tripping?
A little bit.
Herbert's better.
I don't disagree with anything he said.
Wait, Herbert, the number 10 for the Chargers.
Yeah.
He's better than Trevor Lawrence on every scale that you can think about. He can play in any system, any scheme. I like Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is getting better and better, and that's what you want from a young quarterback. But he's playing well in the scheme, right? And then I feel like when they shut their run game down, right, he struggles at times. I mean, the last game against the Titans, he struggled. He missed a lot of wide open passes.
He did.
And then when you break down the tape with my eyes, he's playing well in the scheme, would you say?
Justin Herbert.
No.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, he is.
Okay. So I want to go with a guy who has better supporting cast, better offensive weapons, and then they're finally getting healthy, right? They getting them guys on defense rolling again. I think the Chargers get up early in the game, get some points, and let them pass rushers go.
It was a little disrespectful, Dave Hellman, and you co-signed.
No, I didn't disrespect him. I like Trevor, but I'm saying Trevor's not.
No, what is disrespectful?
Saying somebody's better than somebody else doesn't have to be.
Yeah, like Trevor's nice, but
Justin Herbert is better than Trevor Lawrence on every level. I mean, remember how we talked about Trevor Lawrence? Remember Trevor Lawrence's prototypes are just as prototypical as Justin Herbert's. What? Remember Trevor Lawrence was the most generational quarterback
in college?
No, by scouts coming into the NFL.
Oh, I don't believe in what scouts say. They told me that he's supposed to be the best we've seen since Peyton Manning. That's what they said.
And in his second year, like Peyton Manning and Peyton's second year, he went to the playoffs.
Different talent levels.
Look, Trevor Lawrence is awesome, and he was widely regarded as a #1 overall pick. People said he was, I think, not safe sounds bad, but like he was a safe prospect in the sense that there were just very few holes in his game. But like Justin Herbert's got a better arm than Trevor Lawrence does.
Duh.
I mean, like, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are like the only guys that can hang with Justin Herbert when it comes to arm strength. Justin Herbert has the numbers.
You realize there's more to an arm than just strength, right?
Let my man finish.
More to an arm than just.
If we want to do a competition, whether it's distance, velocity, the different types of angles you can throw. Yeah, and I think
because DeMarcus Russell had the strongest arm in the world.
I would take Justin Herbert's deep ball accuracy.
You see them dots he got?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how that is the thing that you're arguing. Like, the one thing everyone can agree on about Justin Herbert is that he's got a cannon for an arm. Regardless, Look, it's tough to say, and I want to speak for Jags fans everywhere because I can hear you screaming that y'all already beat the Chargers 38-10 this season. Like, that did happen.
Yeah, that's cool.
I still feel more confident in Justin Herbert. He's further along as a quarterback. He's getting healthier. I think that's important. They need Mike Williams to play in this game. Like the difference, between when Mike Williams and Keenan Allen have been available for Justin Herbert is stark. So I think that's part of it. But I think, like I said, I think Justin Herbert's further along. Like you could even argue, and people don't want to hear this because Trevor Lawrence was a #1 overall pick, but you could argue the Jags are ahead of schedule. Like they picked #1 in last year's draft, even after having drafted Trevor Lawrence. They're ahead of schedule. They should feel great about where they are. For the Chargers, I feel like this is a more veteran team. You've got Herbert and those receivers, but you've also got Joey Bosa coming back. You still have Khalil Mack. Derwin James is an all-pro caliber player. Like, this is a team full of vets that are ready to win.
You looking at me? I'm confused by a lot of people at the table. Not Joy so much so, but mainly by Dave and by Shady. I feel like y'all are speaking based upon like what you heard, not based upon what's happened. Because Trevor Lawrence, he does have himself that 1 3-touchdown game this year. But you realize, Justin Herbert has himself that 1 3-touchdown game this year. You realize Trevor Lawrence just gave you a 4-touchdown game, and then a 3-touchdown game, and then another 3-touchdown game. Like, y'all realize Trevor Lawrence has 15 tugs and 2 picks since week 9. So to sit here and act as though, like, Justin Herbert, even this year, has been the better quarterback, it's just a blatant lie. Trevor Lawrence statistically has been better.
Do you want to see the statistics? Because we have them.
We have them.
Show them.
Like, one guy.
I mean, it's probably not going to help my argument, but
I'm just
show the
curious.
So
do we have these?
when you watch tape, you feel like that?
When I watch tape,
you feel like that?
I feel like Trevor Lawrence does just as much with less.
I mean,
and it's very.
They're identical. You're over here acting like there's some crazy discrepancy.
There isn't, but I'm saying based on this year, I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, and I'm like, wait a second, he's hotter right now. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, he's safer with the ball. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, he's more efficient given the fact that he's safer with the ball and he's hotter right now.
But as an offense, they're limited because of that, right? If you look at the way they play, they're very conservative. Out of 32 teams, every team would take Herbert first immediately. You could do so much more with him. Look at all the times we watch all these crazy, accurate dot passes he throws every week. I've never seen Trevor Lawrence, unless the guy's wide open, it's all gimmicks. And I'm not going to diss that because whatever your offense is, you got to execute it as best as possible. But if you watch it, it's so much of screens, it's so much of runs, it's like misdirections. I mean, I'm not hating on that, but he's getting better, and I like that. As long as you get better and better, I'm just saying he's up against a different animal when it comes to quarterbacks.
Interceptions and fumbles combined, I believe Herbert has fewer turnovers than Lawrence. Just throwing that out
Lawrence does
there.
have 5 fumbles on the season.
Throwing that out
I'm not going to sit there and lie. Joy, when it comes down to this game, obviously this is huge for both quarterbacks. Justin Herbert could win his first playoff game. Trevor Lawrence could win his first playoff game. When you think about the pressure that is on both of these young quarterbacks, because they do both desperately, it would help them to win. They don't both need to win, but it would help them to win. Who do you think is facing or feeling more of the pressure right now? Is it Herbert or Lawrence?
Yeah, the pressure should be on Herbert. He's been in the league longer. He's been around longer. He's been more decorated. He has a ton of weapons. He has a better team overall around him. They're in the more pressure situation. I agree with Dave. I think Jacksonville's ahead of schedule, and they should feel great about that. They should feel great about Trevor Lawrence's development. I think the Chargers should win this game. I think it'll be very competitive, but I expect the Chargers to win. I think everyone expects the Chargers to win, and most people feel that Herbert is the better quarterback. Now, obviously, they don't play each other. They're playing each other's defenses, so that's how it's going to end up. But I think it will come down to who's going to make a play. It's going to be one of those games. And if I have to put confidence in one quarterback or the other, it's got to be Justin Herbert because he has more experience. Like, this is what the playoffs come down to. And I can't ignore that the Chargers are overall, top to bottom, have more talent and more veteran talent than Jacksonville does. I don't think I think because it's Jacksonville and we're still trying to erase what happened last year with Trevor Lawrence, that we haven't quite caught up to what Trevor Lawrence has been the past few weeks. Sometimes we do that. We can't move on. It happened to Jalen Hurts this year. Everyone still had the memory of what Jalen Hurts was last year, and they hadn't updated the tape. to what he's been this year. So that does happen, but there's no question there's more pressure on Justin Herbert in the Chargers.
For the record, I'm picking the Jags, so I hope you pick the Chargers. I need to go up on you in this.
I'm going with the better quarterback.
I am too. Coming up, the Cowboys' playoff hopes start against the Bucs. So, speaking of pressure, Dak Prescott, $160 million. Mike McCarthy, he's won a Super Bowl. Who in the world have in to speak is about to be a great NFL Wednesday? Wednesday, is it? Wednesday. A phenomenal NFL Wednesday. This is Speak. That is Dave Hellman, the brilliant Joy Taylor to my left, and Philadelphia Eagles all-time rushing.
Dave
Why do you
Hellman.
get excited every time?
No, that's the Dave Hellman smile.
I knew what he was doing, too.
That is the Dave Hellman smile. It is all smiles on set, but it is not smiles for Lamar Jackson. The most intriguing story in sports that you need to be made aware of. Lamar Jackson has missed his 38th practice. The star quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens is now on track to miss his 6th straight game. And as I sit here and think about this huge story, I remember